Well, good evening and welcome to TV47 Weekend Edition and Her Say. Happy Madaraka Day. I hope you've had a very, very wonderful holiday, even as we come together as a country to celebrate all this under the theme of ensuring that we have food security. In the spirit of Madaraka Day and in the spirit of celebrating women, tonight we'll be speaking to the first daughter of the fallen hero of the country, Field Marshal Dedan Kimathi. Nyambura Kimathi will be with us in studio as we just get to hear her experiences basically back then, and of course the experience of the family growing up to this level, even as they continue to ask the country to give them, that decent living, as of course, the people or the family of the people who brought us this kind of liberation that we continue to celebrate today. Indeed, it will be a beautiful conversation just listening to the beautiful stories and of course comparing back then and now as a country. Do not miss out on that. But it's also important that you're enlightened on what is in the world of news, and I'm right here to make sure that you are updated. My name is Linda Lela. Welcome on board. Here are the highlights. Top on the hour. Kenya police keeping mission in Haiti to leave in 3 weeks, even as the advance team report paints a grim welcome for Kenyan officers.
The National Executive Board has facilitated a return to work formula for the junior secondary school teachers who have boycotted classes for the last 2 weeks.
And confusion mars the 3-week JSS teachers strike as rival factions differ on whether the strike is off.
The strike is still on. I repeat, the strike is still on.
Also tonight, President William Ruto pledges to not only make the country food secure, but also create millions of jobs through agriculture.
Deployed an agriculture-led, whole-of-society approach in the form of the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, of which agriculture is a critical, central, strategic pillar.
TV47 Weekend Edition begins right now. Our sign language interpreter on the other end is Rhoda Nyamai. As always, the hashtag is Her Say. We'll be looking at some of your comments as we continue with the broadcast. And we start off with a story where President William Ruto has received a preliminary report on the Haiti police mission. The report presented to the president by the head of the peacekeeping mission, that is Deputy Inspector General of Police Noor Gabo, who has just returned from the gang-hit Caribbean nation, has recommended the departure of the contingent in 3 weeks' time, while citing gaps that could hinder the mission to contain gangs in the Caribbean country. And as Apollo Kamau now reports, the Kenya police security team is expected to leave the country in about 3 weeks.
President William Ruto will this coming week decide on the fate of the Kenyan peacekeeping mission in Haiti, which will be led by Deputy Inspector General of Police Noor Gabo. This is after the president received a report of the advance team to Haiti, led by Gabo at the Lanet Military Academy in Nakuru on Friday, recommending the Kenyan police to leave in 3 weeks' time, while at the same time citing glaring gaps for smooth operation. Among the inadequacies cited by the Gabo team is the need to retrain the Haitian police on paramilitary combat, formation and leadership command of special units. The Gabo report further identifies inadequacies in language barrier in the French-speaking nation as a major hindrance. This coming in the backdrop of President Ruto's Washington trip, where Ruto and his counterpart Joe Biden affirmed the mission will go on amid opposition from Haitian nationals.
I agree with President Biden that Kenya's participation in Haiti is not so much about what happened in the past. It's about what we believe in, the peace and security of humanity.
A few Kenyan officers have been left in Haiti ahead of the deployment for intelligence gathering and security purposes. The Gabo advance team is said to have trained the Haitian police on small arms proliferation and officers who will assist in language translation. The 1,000 police officers traveling to Haiti as part of a multinational force to tame gang violence in the Caribbean nation, will be picked from the General Service Unit GSU and the Administration Police Rapid Deployment Unit. Apul Kamau, TV47.
Thank you, Apollo, for that. You can trust us to give you more updates on that developing story. Now, a cloud of confusion has rocked the strike by the junior secondary school teachers, with rival factions differing on whether the strike is still on. Rugaival now with the intrigues surrounding the white smoke, which is now seemingly going back to being grey.
A few hours after the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers announced the suspension of junior secondary school teacher strike.
Today, we want to bring to an end of the ongoing JSS demonstrations countrywide.
A faction of JSS teachers leaders, led by their national spokesperson Omari, have distanced itself from the announcement, insisting that the strike is still on.
We were shocked today to see Kupet and some people who purport to be our leaders release a misleading statement. The strike is still on. I repeat, the strike is still on.
This push and pull culminated a series of meetings on Friday, and this morning with the Omari-led faction stating that the leaders who entered into an agreement with Kupet are not part of those who have been on strike for 3 weeks now. In the deal, the BAMBA return to work formula, the rival faction led by Edwin Osoro agreeing with Kupet that National Executive Board to facilitate a return to work formula, National Governing Council to use leverage and forestall counterproductive measures by the Teacher Service Commission. Kupet supports JSS teachers' employment on PNP terms in accordance with the judgment by the Employment and Labour Relations Courts. The union and the commission have agreed that all show cause letters issued to teachers and notices to be withdrawn and normalcy return to the JSS institutions not later than Monday the 3rd June next week.
The National Executive Board has facilitated a return to work formula for the junior secondary school teachers who have boycotted classes for the last 2 weeks.
However, these agreements were strongly opposed by Omari-led faction, who revealed that Kupet is using dubious means to call off the strike.
Yesterday, we were called for a meeting where we were offered gifts in terms of money amounting to 30,000 each in exchange of calling off the strike with the fake promises.
They continue to suggest that they will not return to classrooms until all 46,000 intern teachers are given permanent and pensionable contracts.
Our demands remain to be confirmation of 46,000 interns, and any agreement or deal must engage the right parties. Kupet is not our employer.
Rugaival, TV47.
And now President William Ruto has pledged to ensure that the country develops as a unit, while seemingly differing with his deputy, who is pushing for the one man, one vote, one shilling narrative. And the president said that all regions in the country will get development equally.
The 61st Madaraka Day celebrations in Bungoma County may bring relief to the county's residents if everything President William Ruto has promised comes to pass. The president has visited this county more than once, with today's assurance being that his government will be responsible in uplifting the lives of citizens here. At Masinde Muliro Stadium, the president also talked about the benefits that farmers and residents here will gain under the government's bottom-up plan. Additionally, he has promised farmers that they too will receive annual bonuses.
Pale Mumias, hapa Nzoia, kule Soni, kule Miwani, kule Chemelil, kule Muhoroni. Mimi nataka niwahakikishie tunakamilisha mpango yetu vile nimetangaza katika hafla hii, na kutakuwa na mambo matatu ya muhimu. Ya kwanza nimesema mkulima atalipwa kwa muda, ama kwa akipeleka miwa yake arudi nyumbani na pesa yake.
This is one of the strategies the president has set to ensure that sugarcane farmers are on par with farmers involved in other types of farming, such as coffee. Ruto's call to ensure all areas of the country benefit without discrimination, seeming to contradict calls by his deputy Rigathi Gachagua, who has been advocating for funds to be allocated based on the population of each county under the one man, one vote, one shilling plan.
Ndege yenu mtakutana nayo hapa Webuye hapo Matule. Lakini wale mko na date kule Eldoret ama kule Kisumu mnaweza kuja. Lakini ndege mtapata hapa. Ya tatu, mumesikia vile nimesema kuhusu mambo ya kilimo ya sukari ama ya miwa. Kuna jamaa mmoja hapa amesema tumefurahi mambo ya miwa, ndio tumekuita mheshimiwa.
Bungoma County being one of the counties in the country's sugar belt, the president also discussed in detail the complex issue of reviving sugar factories, aiming to ensure that he fulfills the promises he made during his 2022 campaign. President Ruto now says that plans to revive some factories will soon be completed, and then the government will be responsible for ensuring that residents from Western Kenya benefit greatly. With Bungoma County being the first county in the Western region to host National Madaraka Day celebrations, the president moved to ensure that his area benefits especially. With Bungoma County being the first county in the Western region to host National Madaraka Day celebrations, the president moved to ensure that this area benefits especially in advancing projects such as Masinde Muliro Stadium. He also issued a stern warning, saying that his government will tackle corruption with finality. President William Ruto coming back to Bungoma County is seen as a way of giving thanks to residents of Western Region who contributed at least 65% of votes to Kenya Kwanza. Paul Kilobi, TV47, Bungoma County.
Thank you, Paul, for that. And speaking of Madaraka Day celebrations, indeed, these ones were filled with pomp and color. From the military parade to the entertainment session, residents could not resist but equally join in the celebrations, as Chila Chelagat tells us.
Spectacular was the feeling of the over 15,000 attendees of the 61st Madaraka Day celebrations. As early as 5 a.m., this stadium was already filled to capacity. And once the president made his entrance, the stadium was filled with a thunderous roar as the attendees welcomed the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. And after inspecting the guard of honor, the armed forces, all appearing spick and span, marched past the president, wowing the residents. But that was not all. The children with their formations imparting the patriotic touch to everyone. And for the cultural dances and songs, everyone was moved by the tunes, shoulders moving in sync with those of the dancers on stage. Men, women and children all up on their feet, not forgetting their leaders and even the president himself.
It is therefore a great honor for us as counties and as the people of Bungoma that you have chosen to share this national celebration with us. It would be remiss of me not to pass the gratitude of the people of Bungoma, Mr. President.
For a solid near 45 minutes, the ethnic and diverse cultures lit the stadium, and for a moment everyone felt the good feel of being a Kenyan.
Bungoma hoye! Madaraka hoye! Asanteni sana.
The heartwarming and spectacular display of culture at the 61st Madaraka Day celebrations has left quite a mark on the residents who were hosting a national celebrations for the first time. Sheila Chelangat for TV47 at the Masinde Muliro Stadium in Bungoma County.
Well, a time like this, 61 years ago, the country was still reeling from the swearing-in of Mzee Jomo Kenyatta after the country wrestled control from the colonial masters. It was a hopeful time for a country which was pregnant with expectations of prosperity. But 6 decades later, the country seems stuck, largely due to corruption.
Today, we visit one of the Kenyans' first nominated MPs after the country attained independence from the British, Lawi Mathew, in his late 80s. Lawi Mathew, who got the chance to become a member of parliament in 1975, before becoming a presiding bishop of the Methodist Church, sees effort to put this nation in the right track, especially after we attend internal self-rule based on development seem to be ending in the wrong way due to tribalism and the corruption that cropped up in almost every sector in this country.
Na tukasema tutapigana na ufisadi, ndio unaharibu mambo yote, kwa sababu mkifanya kazi yoyote ufisadi unaingia. Toa kitu fulani, toa kitu fulani. Yeyote anaitisha kitu fulani kwa mtu mwingine ili mfanyie kazi ya haki yake, ni makosa kwa nchi ya Kenya na hata kwa Mungu, naamini hivyo.
Hii uongozi, mimi nikiingia kwa uongozi nasema wacha nitafute ndugu zangu, pengine ako kwa siasa, pengine atasoma vizuri. Sasa unaweza pata anataka kuandikwa kazi, natafuta ndugu yangu achahitimu ile kiwango cha kazi, inapata inaurudisha nchi nyuma.
Due to the low salary income they received during the period while in leadership, Mathew says the burden of corruption, tribalism and the desire to increase their salary did not eat their minds because they had given themselves to serve the people.
Watu kujipenda, wasahau kufikiria wengine, kwa sababu hata ukipata vyote na wengine wao hawana, watoto wako wataoa wapi? Ikiwa watu wote wamepotea na ni wagonjwa na watoto wako, hata ikiwa wewe umetunza watoto wako peke yako, wataoa nani? Wataolewa na nani?
The nation's goal since independence is to fight ignorance, poverty and diseases. The burden is still staring Kenyans in the eyes, as it is ironic to witness some of the Kenyans missing these important services. In today's Madaraka Day celebrations held in Bungoma County, President William Ruto has praised the steps the nation has taken since independence.
Wakati wa zamani, si mtu aliyekuwa akisema nasikia anataka kuongoza, ni wenyewe walikuwa wanaangalia fulani anaweza kuongoza, wakaenda hata kumuuliza akubali kutuongoza. Lakini sasa ni mtu anasema mimi nasikia, na mimi nimesikia mwito wa kuwa minister wa dini. Nasikia sasa kuwa hata minister parliamentarian au MCA. Nasikia mwito ni hata president. Mambo hayo bila wao wenyewe watu wengine kuona wanaweza kufaa.
When our forefathers and mothers rose against our colonial masters and fought for independence of our great country, it was in the hope that their resistance would yield a better tomorrow. A tomorrow where their children would walk free from the debilitating bondage of poverty, discrimination, disease, and ignorance, as we were told by our forefathers. Without a doubt, we have covered significant ground in tackling the challenges that continue to face our country. But there is also no doubt that we still have a long road ahead to travel.
Kenya celebrates Madaraka Day every Monday in June as a reminder of the day Kenya took the reins of government from the colonialists and witnessed the swearing in of Jomo Kenyatta as the Prime Minister in 1963, 6 months before independence on December 12. John Javakiania, TV47.
Well, valid questions there. I mean, in as much as you'd want to take care of your own and do it right, if the rest are not well taken care of, where will yours or your kids get to marry? I hope that then, of course, that is food for thought. And to mourn Madaraka Day, celebrations under the theme of agriculture and food security indeed has put sharp focus on Kenya's journey to ensure that each and every Kenyan is able to access quality and affordable food, which is readily available. But as Violet Auma now tells us, the dream to make Kenya food secure is facing headwinds.
Food security and sufficiency through subsidizing agriculture was one of the key agendas of President William Ruto as he assumed office, vowing not to give subsidies for already produced products such as flour, but will set aside funds to give farmers subsidies for agricultural inputs such as fertilizer.
Kwanza tupunguze gharama ya production na gharama ya production, tukasema tuweke pesa kwanza kwa kupunguza gharama ya mbolea. Ile mbolea ilikuwa inauzwa 7,000, tumeteremsha chini, sasa itauzwa shilingi 2,500.
But less than 2 years later, the president's dream to make the country food secure could be running into headwinds as several factors pose serious threats to his goal. In the last few weeks, the country was treated to a fake fertilizer scandal which sent farmers into panic. Kennedy Murray is a maize farmer in Cherangany constituency in Trans Nzoia County. He is among the farmers who bought fertilizer that was deemed to be substandard last planting season.
Mwaka jana tulipata bahati, kweli tulipata mahindi mzuri, hata hatuko na shida. Lakini sasa hiyo problem ya last year na njaa ndio unaona kuna amani. Sawa, mahindi litolewa. This time wakulima wengi walikuwa wamelima. Sasa hii mbolea kushi ilikuja imeaffect kila mtu. Kwa hivyo mapato ya mwaka huu ni hatari sana kwa sababu njaa inaweza kutokea next.
Despite the government promising to compensate all farmers like Frederick Rono from Kiminini who was supplied by fake fertilizer by the government, and even calls for Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mithika Linturi to resign, no action has been taken.
That motion is time-bound, and therefore we must dispense with it by Thursday.
Mbolea tuseme ilikuwa kushi, hata president mwenyewe alikubali ya kwamba sisi tuwe wale walinunua ile 3,000 kwanza katika Trans Nzoia. 3,000 mifuko 3,000 wamerudishiwa ile walikuwa wamelipa. Lakini mshangao ni kwa sababu president alisema turudishiwe pesa au mbolea, lakini kufika parliament wale kamati ya watu 11, watu 7 walipuuza ile msemo ya president ya kwamba atirinduri ni clean.
And that is not all. Climate change has caused unpredictable weather conditions, leaving farmers at crossroads. In the past 2 months, heavy rains that caused flooding destroyed the plants that had started to grow. The heavy rains fell several months after the nation witnessed a period of severe drought that caused famine. Today, during Madaraka Day celebrations, President William Ruto said that his government is keen on ensuring food security as a country. According to the Minister of Agriculture, maize production in the country was expected to increase from 34.3 million bags in 2022 to 47.8 million bags in 2023.
Mwezi mzima, 1 month, hakuna. Atuendi NCPP moja. Kidogo unaweza sikia iko Trans Nzoia, kidogo unasikia iko Eldoret, kidogo iko Kipkaren Stelia. Sasa ukifika huko unakuta laini kila mahali. Na hakuna hiyo mbolea. Moshi bridge hakuna.
Kienda tunapanga line kutoka asubuhi mpaka jioni. Na uwezi kulipa pesa kama mbolea iko, ziko. Na ukicha kulipa mbolea kwa hivyo ni ngumu kupatikana hizo.
Violet Auma, TV47.
Away from the Madaraka Day celebrations, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, today arrested the Director General of the National Industrial Training Authority, NITA, who is Stephen Ogenga, for allegations of engaging in corruption. It is alleged that he irregularly awarded a tender worth 28.4 million shillings, as our reporter Kisewa Emory tells us.
It has not been a happy Madaraka Day for the Director General of the National Industrial Training Authority. Early Saturday morning, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, conducted an operation to arrest the Director General at his home in Hazina Estate. Stephen Ogenga and his wife Elizabeth Achieng locked themselves in their house, for which the EACC took into custody Elizabeth Achieng for obstruction of justice.
The Commission has also arrested another suspect at the home of Mr. Stephen Ogenga, and that is a suspect by the name Elizabeth Achieng, who attempted to obstruct EACC officials on duty while they were effecting the arrest of Stephen Ogenga.
The EACC has also arrested Exphonics Limited directors James Waweru and Sheila Wamboi, who were allegedly irregularly awarded the tender. It is alleged the NITA DG collaborated with the former NITA DG Paul Kipsang, who has been ordered by the EACC to avail himself at the Integrity Center on Monday for processing.
The arrest of the the Director General and the former Director General of NITA today is part of ongoing investigations by the Commission that is targeting state corporations, particularly the ones that have a high level of corruption, where state officials are embezzling public funds to the detriment of service.
Ogenga, Kipsang, along with the ex-Phoenix Limited directors, will now be charged with the following offences. 1. Conspiracy to commit an offence of corruption. 2. Abuse of office. And 3. Fraudulent acquisition of public property. The EACC has issued a stern warning to those engaging in corruption, noting that it is just a matter of time until the long arm of the law catches up to them.
At the moment, the Commission is investigating various officials in what we refer to as high-impact investigations that have been prioritized.
Kisewa Emory, TV47.
Sports news brought to you by Maybets. Join Maybets leo upate free bet.
The 2024 Rhino Charge will be announced on Sunday morning. The prize-giving ceremony will also award the highest fundraisers in the annual competition. Over 50 cars participated in the race, which was making about its 7th appearance in Kajiado County, as Tony Kwalanda now tells us.
I am at the highest point at the 2024 Rhino Charge here in Torosay, Kajiado County. This is one of the checkpoints at the Gauntlet. The Gauntlet is a spectator stage where spectators have the easy access to several checkpoints. And this highest point is where the Kenya Wildlife Service have set up. We saw how most of the cars made their way in and out of this particular checkpoint, and it looks relatively easy. However, it has its levels of difficulties. Now, being the highest point in the Rhino Charge, the highest fundraisers in this competition will be awarded on Sunday. That is tomorrow morning. Remember, this competition of course, has one objective. The main objective being raising funds to fence or to protect the mountain forests or the water catchment areas in Kenya. So we'll know who are the highest fundraisers. And I know most of what I've heard from from the lips of people here and there, Adil Kawaja, who is a main team leader of car number 44, is one of those who will be expected to be top heroes in fundraising, having been in the top 3 for several years in the past. Also on Sunday, the top drivers will also be announced, because remember, on Saturday, the event gets its way deep inside the night, because you find most of the drivers, yes, some finish, others don't finish. So the rescue mission can get into the night. That's why they do the presentation early Sunday morning. Tony Kwalanda, TV47, at the highest point in this Rhino Charge in Torosay, Kajiado County.
Sports news brought to you by Maybets. Join Maybets leo upate free bet papo hapo. Fanya hivi, chagua home team to win, yani number 1 au draw X au away team 2 kwa game ya siku ya free bet. Weka namba yako ya simu, weka password ya account yako, chagua submit free bet. Utapata free bet kwa account yako ya Maybet. Usisahau kuverify account yako. Kama hutakuwa verified, utapoteza free bet yako after 2 days. Betting is strictly for 18 years and over. Play responsibly. Terms and conditions apply. BCLB number 0000578.
Maybet na minia na najishindia. Pesa inavutia,
Right, thank you so much. I mean, I think it's at this very point where we have to close that bit of news and get to that very important conversation. Ken254 says, enjoying the bulletin, and equally have picked that advice that indeed we have to make it a better place for everybody so that we also have the people or the right people to marry. Interesting. And as well, we have Betty here who says, I'm looking forward to that important conversation with the daughter of Field Marshal Dedan Kimathi. We must celebrate some of these women that indeed played a huge role in making sure that we celebrate the independence that we do. We have so much, of course, so feedback. We appreciate your feedback. Allow me to cross over to the other side where we have to get to hear that sitting. And of course, earlier on mentioned we had a sitting with Nyambura Kimathi, who then will be coming up next to just enlighten us of what the experience was like fighting for the nation after this break.
Kila kiongozi ana hadithi yake ya kipekee.
Wazazi wangu walikuwa bit strict kwa sababu mamangu mwenyewe, mimi kutoka kuzaliwa sijailala nje.
The white small one, huyo ana sniff gunpowder na risasi na bomb. Alafu huyo mwingine ni Ridgeback ana sniff Simba.
Even the employees knows that, so when in the boardroom is the chairman, the CEO, and the rest of.
At what point are you a wife?
The minute you get to that inside that door, you become now the wife.
Na kila maamuzi wanayoyafanya hufichua mengi kuhusu utu wao na uongozi wao.
We see God blessing us, and we now realize the power of giving also has to be rewarded back.
Kupitia kipindi Mfahamu Kiongozi, tunakuletea mahojiano ya kusisimua na uchambuzi wa kina kuhusu viongozi wetu.
Pick your core business as the bigger stones. Put them in your diary first. Give priority the bigger things.
Usikose kila Alhamis saa 1:30 jioni.
In a world where challenges are as common as opportunities, there are those who dare to defy the odds. They are the entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship isn't just about starting a business. It's about embracing uncertainty, pushing boundaries, and turning dreams into reality.
Hata ambao ni pesa ya kusave, wallahi. Mbao mwaka ni pesa nyingi sana.
As long as you're earning something, there's always that opportunity to save. And you start with where you are.
The way we run the business is in a very unforgiving way, where every team member has to bring out their best.
So, to all the dreamers, innovators, and risk takers out there, remember, being an entrepreneur isn't just a job, it's a way of life. Join the journey. Become an entrepreneur. The Grind, Mondays at 7:30 p.m.
Here on Beyond the Limit, we celebrate the extraordinary achievements of individuals who redefine possibilities. In a journey of resilience and determination, these individuals demonstrate that limitations are merely stepping stones to greatness.
I'm Nancy Njoroge, a mother of 3. I have 2 girls and a boy who is Clinton and who is autistic.
When my heart got healed,
I decided like to come out to be creating CP awareness, to let other people know that there is such a condition, and people that has it is not that they are witches.
Together, let's go beyond the limit every Saturday at 8 p.m.
Welcome to The Realtor, where we take you on an exciting journey from bare land to dream home. Step 1. Finding the perfect plot. We explore location, size, and potential. Next, construction begins. Witness the foundation being laid, walls rising, and rooms taking shape. Step 3. Electricity matters. We delve into wiring, switches, and smart home tech. Step 4. From paint choices to fixtures, it's all about aesthetics. Step 5. It's time to get the right furniture. Finally, the big day. Time to move in and create memories. Join us on the journey to making homes a reality on The Realtor, Tuesdays 6:30.
Kila kiongozi ana hadithi yake ya kipekee.
Wazazi wangu walikuwa bit strict kwa sababu mamangu mwenyewe, mimi kutoka kuzaliwa sijailala nje.
The white small one, huyo ana sniff gunpowder na risasi na bomb. Alafu huyo mwingine ni ridgeback ana sniff simba.
Even the employees knows that. So when in the boardroom is the chairman, the CEO, and the rest of.
At what point are you a wife?
The minute you get to that inside that door, you become now the wife.
Na kila maamuzi wanayoyafanya hufichua mengi kuhusu utu wao na uongozi wao.
We see God blessing us, and we now realize the power of giving also has to be rewarded back.
Kupitia kipindi Mfahamu Kiongozi, tunakuletea mahojiano ya kusisimua na uchambuzi wa kina kuhusu viongozi wetu.
Pick your core business as the bigger stones. Put them in your diary first. Give priority the bigger things.
Usikose kila Alhamis saa 1:30 jioni.
In a world where challenges are as common as opportunities, there are those who dare to defy the odds. They are the entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship isn't just about starting a business. It's about embracing uncertainty, pushing boundaries, and turning dreams into reality.
Hata ambao ni pesa ya kusave. Wallahi. Mbao mwaka ni pesa nyingi sana.
As long as you're earning something, there's always that opportunity to save. And you start with where you are.
The way we run the business is in a very unforgiving way, where every team member has to bring out their best.
So, to all the dreamers, innovators, and risk takers out there, remember, being an entrepreneur isn't just a job, it's a way of life. Join the journey. Become an entrepreneur. The Grind, Mondays at 7:30 p.m.
Here on Beyond the Limit, we celebrate the extraordinary achievements of individuals who redefine possibilities. In a journey of resilience and determination, these individuals demonstrate that limitations are merely stepping stones to greatness.
I'm Nancy Njoroge, a mother of 3. I have 2 girls and a boy who is Clinton and who is autistic.
When my heart got healed, I decided like to come out to be creating CP awareness, to let other people know that there is such a condition, and people that has it is not that they are witches.
Together, let's go beyond the limit every Saturday at 8 p.m.
Welcome to The Realtor, where we take you on an exciting journey from bare land to dream home. Step 1. Finding the perfect plot. We explore location, size, and potential. Next, construction begins. Witness the foundation being laid, walls rising, and rooms taking shape. Step 3. Electricity matters. We delve into wiring, switches, and smart home tech. Step 4. From paint choices to fixtures, it's all about aesthetics. Step 5. It's time to get the right furniture. Finally, the big day. Time to move in and create memories. Join us on the journey to making homes a reality on The Realtor, Tuesdays 6:30.
Kila kiongozi ana hadithi yake ya kipekee.
Wazazi wangu walikuwa bit strict kwa sababu mamangu mwenyewe, mimi kutoka kuzaliwa sijailala nje.
The white small one, huyo ana sniff gunpowder na risasi na bomb. Alafu huyo mwingine ni ridgeback ana sniff simba.
Even the employees knows that. So when in the boardroom is the chairman, the CEO, and the rest of.
At what point are you a wife?
The minute you get to that inside that door, you become now the wife.
Na kila maamuzi wanayoyafanya hufichua mengi kuhusu utu wao na uongozi wao.
We see God blessing us, and we now realize the power of giving also has to be rewarded back.
Kupitia